Hey everybody, welcome to Big Valley Living. I am super stoked because tonight we are going to make beans, pinto beans to be specific. And instead of soaking them all night and then cooking them all day, we've already gone through all of that by canning our own pinto beans. So we're going to use these, add a few really easy ingredients that you can pick up at any grocery store. And what is a meal of pinto beans without cornbread? So we're going to, as a bonus, we're going to show you how to make very simple cornbread. And if you've never had this meal before, let me tell you, you are absolutely going to love it. Not only are we going to have dinner tonight, but this meal is also going to be lunch for a few days for both of us. So stick around, and I sure hope you like this as much as we do. Combine 1 cup of medium grind cornmeal and 1 1/3 cups of buttermilk. Let the cornmeal soak it up for about a minimum of 10 minutes. I tend to do it for about 15 or so. And I'm just going to use a fork to mix this up. And once I'm done with that, I am going to go over to the microwave and I'm going to melt 1/4 cup, which is a half a stick of butter. It doesn't specify, so I'm going to go ahead and use salted to give it just a little bit of added flavor. And then that needs to cool down to about room temperature. So I'm going to do that next. And I believe I've already said that the oven is preheated to 375 degrees. Okay, so I have greased an 8x8 pan. I'm going to set that aside. Mix in a separate bowl 1 cup of all-purpose flour, unbleached if you have it. I don't, so I used regular flour. 1/4 cup of sugar, because you know what? You are sweet enough. That's all you need. And then we have 2 teaspoons of aluminum-free baking powder, a half a teaspoon of table salt, and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm just going to dump it all in and mix it together. And mix this into the wet mixture. Make sure that that butter has cooled at least to room temperature, because you don't want it to cook the eggs and you don't want it to sour the milk even more. 2 eggs. I crack them one at a time, but there we go. Look at that. No need to get any fancy mixers out. And into that greased pan we're going to go. Make sure to use a spatula so you get every last bit of this wonderful batter in there. You could use muffin tins and follow the instructions. They take a little bit less time. It's just as easy to make it like a little cake. So smooth it out just a little bit. Oops, don't drop any on the counter. And then into the oven, the 375 oven, it's going to go for 25 to 30 minutes or until your toothpick comes out clean when inserted into the center. Okay, now we're going to dice up an onion. Get ready for them beans. I'm not using any oil. The beans don't have oil in them when you can them. And if you don't want to put meat in here, this can be a completely plant-based meal. So put a little water in here in a pan that was heating up, because when you're sweating off vegetables, you really don't need oil. I keep a little more water off to the side. I'll break those up. That 1 onion turned into a little over 2 cups. It's a good sized onion. And now on medium-high heat, we are going to let these get until they're about translucent. Then we're going to add our kielbasa. Look at that. Look at the little ladybug. Big Valley Living. While the onions are sweating, I'm going to cut up 2 of these Hillshire Farms smoked sausages. You're going to want to make sure that these onions get nice and soft before we add the meat and then finally with the beans. These are coming along nicely, and I've just had to put a splash of water in, not even a half a cup. But we do want to sweat that off, and at this point I'm going to throw in maybe 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt to give it a little bit of extra flavor. Give it a stir. And they're almost soft enough to bring in that sliced sausage. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go for it because I'm going to be turning it up to get the sausage warmed through. Why so much sausage? Well, JJ likes his beans with extra meat in it. And I'm actually going to do 3 quarts because we are sharing this with my friend Gabriel. I promised him I'd make him a nice southern meal. So there you go. If you are completely plant-based or you have plant-based friends and you want to make something for them that they would like that has the same type of flavor profile, I'm thinking that you could probably take some tofu, press it out, extra firm tofu, press it out, and then make yourself a little marinade with some liquid smoke in it. And remember, a little bit of liquid smoke goes a long way. And then you could do the same thing, slice it into little pieces and put it in here like at the same point that I put the sausage in. And that'd be really good. You would not even know the difference and have the same mouthfeel as well. Now it is time for those pinto beans. Now we're going to do 3 quarts. So we're opening up our home canned. Ooh, did you hear that? Now, always check and make sure that you don't have any weird stuff going on. If you follow safe canning practices, you will not see anything that you don't want. Give them a smell, make sure they don't smell funky. Okay, and I'm going to add 3 quarts, and I'm going to start out with 2 quarts of water. Ooh, you know you heard that one. Look at how they came out. Oh my God. I am linking that video because, and I'm checking all my lids, giving a little sniffy. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Now I'm going to be adding some filtered water to this. So right now, just going to get them stirred together. I did not make the meat brown because really I just want the flavor, and we don't want these super crispy or anything. You know, if you like that, then I say go for it, you know, because that'd be really good. If I have to mention this, if you would like some custom bamboo utensils for the kitchen, now, I am going to start out with 2 quarts of water. This water's kind of, you know, light, and you're thinking, oh my God, that doesn't look like anything after we've soaked them and cooked them all day. You know, don't you worry. That's all going to change here in a few minutes. I'm going to bring this up to a gentle boil. I have it on medium-high heat, so I'm going to bring it up to a gentle boil, and then I'm going to reduce the heat down to probably about medium and let it all marry. I'll probably also put a lid kind of cocked on top of it so it doesn't splatter. And oh God, it's going to be so good. Goodness gracious, look at that. Right at the 30-minute mark. I like mine with a little brown on the edges there because it dips well and holds up to the bean juice. So now I'm going to set these aside. Like I said, I baked them at 375, and for exactly 30 minutes. I checked it at 25, and then put a toothpick in the center, and it came out clean, and that means you're good to go. Bonus points. While you're in liking, sharing, and subscribing, comment if you know what this is called. Well, this is perfect. We are going to dish it up. Well, we really hope that you enjoy this. We're going to show you a few kind of funny ways that people enjoy this. So JJ prefers less liquid and more meat. I like a bean soup. And I grew up eating Crystal hot sauce on top of it and dipping the cornbread in. So that's what I'm going to do for my main meal. However, our friend Gabriel, who is from Georgia, so more legitimately from the South, tells me, here, that.
You got that okay?
Yep, I think so. A little bit of mayonnaise in the soup is a life-changing experience.
He's got to be messing with you.
Who would ever even imagine that?
Again.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying that.
So while JJ talks for a minute, I'm just going to go ahead and mix this in.
So, you know, with the world how it is these days, and gas prices are crazy and all that kind of stuff, you know, take a little bit of time and stock up a little bit for your family. You never know where this stuff's going to go. You know, we've had shortages at the beginning of the pandemic, and now things are going over in Ukraine and all that kind of stuff. It's good to have a little bit of food on your shelf so that if it was necessary, you'd be able to take care of you and your family. So just keep that in mind. That's why we do a lot of this stuff too. It's just to kind of bring to the forefront that, you know, you can can beans and you can can tomato sauce and you can can all this stuff yourself and get a little more self-sufficient. And even if you don't do that, you can always, you know, buy a case of tomato sauce at Costco or whatever,
Walmart,
and get it on,
whatever.
You know, just kind of stock up a little bit and have a little bit of preparedness. I don't want to, you know, start the prepping thing and all this. I'm just saying, you know, think about having a little bit more set aside for you and yours. That's all.
And with prices going up as much as they are literally every week, and thinking about the cost of diesel going up, which is going to ultimately make the price of our food going up, any kind of idea of shortages aside, everything in price is going to go up. So if you can buy some dried beans right now at your store, pick some up. Don't hoard them, just pick them up. Pick up an extra bag of flour if you need to, you know. But if you haven't canned, consider canning your own food. We know what goes into it. We know how much salt is in it. So this is not even having to do with that. We know how much salt is in it. We know what spices are in it. And it kind of gives us a peace of mind. We know that we don't have cans with aluminum lined stuff. So it kind of, you know, it's worth knowing everything that you have in your food, don't you think?
But if that's what you can do, that's what you do.
But if you can't, still stock up. Get yourself some noodles. Get yourself some spaghetti sauce. And just keep a little extra on hand. Buy chicken. We've got chicken in our neighborhood right now at the grocery store, which to some people might seem expensive, but it's 97 cents a pound for legs and thighs. Well, we're going to pick some up and make sure that we have some in the freezer. We put some kielbasa in this. It was on sale last week, so we picked some up. We kept some out for this meal and put some in the freezer. So you don't have to do it all at once, but just get a little bit of extra. And then if you have a month where you need a little bit, you're a little lean in the pocketbook, if you will, or prices go up, you bought it today and you don't need to worry about it because you have something for tomorrow.
That's right. And this is no way fear-mongering or anything. It's just be prepared. Remember, you know, the Boy Scout, I think it's the Boy Scout code or whatever, you know, always be prepared. So, you know, set it aside for later days and other than that,
I got to try this mayonnaise laden bean.
you're going to watch her eat this. I don't know that I could do that.
This is like live.
I don't know.
It's going to be good because Gabriel told me it was good.
Well, yeah. Now he's going to say, I was just messing with you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, whatever.
Gabriel, you're the bomb.
See you later, everybody.
Be kind. Oh, don't forget. Dip your cornbread. There we go. Be kind, everybody. Don't forget. Woo!
To make a mess?
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to comment about the
What was
item
that?
we used to open our home canned pinto beans.
What was that? See you later, everybody. Cornbread.